call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials. Grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Allen? Here. Green?
Here.
Mistrovich?
Here.
Rindell?
Here.
Ricks?
Here.
Schultz?
Here.
Warren?
Motion to excuse Counselor Warren from tonight's meeting for being out of town would be in order.
I'll make the motion. Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We need the approval of minutes for the specially quarterly roundtable meeting that was held on August 2nd. Is there a motion?
I make the motion. Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on the motion and/or those minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We also have the regular city council meeting minutes from July 6th. Is there, I noticed something that just
They're
got me that should be on.
August
August
2nd
2nd.
also.
I apologize for that.
Yeah. Okay. So is there a motion to accept those minutes as corrected?
So moved.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on that? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Okay, we move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. If you would like to speak to the council, state your name and your address.
Good evening, council. I'm proud to be here as a member and the president of the Richmond Police Officers Association. And we just honestly want to thank the council and the city for the support that we received on August 1st for our first annual RPOA pig roast. We have decided from the comments after that and how many people really enjoyed that day that we're going to try to keep it going from year to year, and we're going to try to keep it a consistent date, such as with the good old days. It's always on the same date. People know when it's coming, and so they can anticipate a good time with a family event. So we just really appreciate the support from council and the city for the RPOA pig roast. It was a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Hi, Dana McLean, 35723 Pierce. If anybody has any ideas or any criticism from what we did, please call me, text me, email me. We're always willing to listen. I am already thinking of new games for the golf cart rodeo, so it's not going to be the same every year, and hopefully we can get more in attendance for that. We did have some walk-ups, which we expected, and a couple little mishaps, but we're going to correct all that problem for next year. So we're open to suggestions if you guys have them. And thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. One of the things that I believe in is that our police department should be heavily involved in public relations and increase that, and that's exactly what Detective Julia France and Dispatcher Dana McLean have done. Ever since that they started this back in March, April, they put in a lot of work. I mean, so much work went into this, so I think that they should be commended on all the work that they did, and I think that this is just going to be the beginning of some good things to come. So, thank you.
Thank you. It
Yes.
was a great event.
Yes.
Hopefully it continue.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the association really benefited financially from this, more than we ever dreamed we would have.
And it all goes back to the
All of it.
community.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's really cool.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to adoption of agenda. Any changes, Mr. City Manager?
No changes.
City Council, any changes? Being that, a motion to accept the agenda as presented would be in order.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We need a motion for the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There is no discussion on the consent agenda. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Moving on, items for consideration. We have two this evening. The first one being consideration of mobile food vendor request on private property. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider a special event request for a mobile food vendor from a Richmond resident, Tricia Schwartz, at 69773 Main Street, to have a mobile food vendor available for her Good Old Days party at her house on Sunday, September 12th, from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Normally, a private resident having a party that uses a food truck to provide food for their guests are exempt, but this is a little bit different situation in that she'll be charging her guests to partake in the food. So with that, I thought it was warranted coming before council. She had also made the request that that the food vendor be allowed to sell to the public. And so, in this case, they're up on Main Street, just south of Ridge, which would have the, this would be just before the Good Old Days Parade. My recommendation is that we stay as close to the policy as possible, and would not, my recommendation is that we only allow her to sell to the guests at the party, but not the general public.
Thank you. Is there a motion before discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the special event request for a mobile food vendor from Tricia Schwartz at 68773 Main Street to have a mobile food vendor, Howling Dog Food Service, on Sunday, September 12th, from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., with sales limited to guests of the Schwartz family and not the general public.
Support.
Motion been made and doubly supported down there. I'm not sure which one.
I'll give it to Emily.
What do you got to drop your voice down there? I can tell which one. Anyhow, we have a motion and support. Any discussion on this item?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
after reading all this over, I've hosted in 40 years a heck of a lot of a Good Old Days party at 67950 Main Street. A lot of times I've had it on Friday and Sunday. I have yet, my wife and I have yet to charge anybody to come to our party. And when I see this, what kind of party are you having when you have to make your guests pay for the food? I'm sorry, I'm not going to be in favor of this motion at all, so.
Okay. Anybody else?
Well, and, Mr. Mayor, just to, while I may, how do I put this? That, I guess our opinion of whether they charge their guests or not is kind of irrelevant here, is we just need to approve the policy that we've set in place. I guess our opinion of whether they should charge their guests or not, I guess, is not in our, we've made a policy that if they do charge their guests, they need to come to us, which, so I guess I thank the Schwartz, because they could have done this without asking us, and we may have known none the wiser. So I appreciate that they're following the ordinance that we put in place.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I made the motion because, yeah, I believe we should follow the policy that we had. Perhaps we need to maybe talk about some of these details at a future roundtable, but I think we need to follow what we passed. We had so much discussion and a lot of deliberation on it, and I think we have a good policy too. So that's why I made the motion. I'm also concerned if we allowed this sale to the general public, we could open up some safety concerns, because even though this house, it's not in a business district at all, so it could potentially cause more people trying to get over there, which getting ready for the parade or during the parade could cause some safety concerns. So I think we need to be cognizant of that as well. So I'm okay with, as it's written here in the motion.
Okay. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 2 is consideration of DTE easement, well number 9 Drive. Mr. City Manager.
City Council is scheduled to consider a proposed right-of-way agreement with DTE for the Well 9 driveway as part of the Blue Water Gas Storage Communications Tower project. The city has been working on with Blue Water Gas Storage. DTE needs to run an additional power back to that site. This is their common right-of-way agreement that they utilize with many communities. And Jim Getzinger, our Public Service Director, has looked over it, sees no conflicts with anything we're doing out there, and is in favor of it as well.
Very good. Is there a motion?
Make the motion to approve the DT right-of-way agreement for the Well 9 driveway and authorize the city manager to sign the appropriate documents.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion?
I guess I just have a question on, will they need, like, where we had that other situation where we had to put a fence around the area, is there
No.
anything? Okay,
No, they're moving a pole and setting a little transformer on the ground, but no.
okay.
No additional fencing or anything like that.
Will it need to be, like, edged, weed whacked around? Okay, that was my
No,
only
no.
question. Perfect.
Yeah.
Anything else? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to miscellaneous matters from the city manager, sir.
I believe as of today, all of our facilities are back up and under Edison Power. We had a little bit of an issue when they put the power back down for the lift station and traffic signal down by Main and Gratiot, that there was a little fuse blown that they didn't catch, so they fixed that today. And I believe Comcast came back on at the community center as well. So at least for the city facilities, we're all back up and running on Edison Power. I'll pass out tonight the city manager evaluation forms. I met with the committee, and so if you can take one of these tonight and then bring it back at our next meeting, which is Tuesday after Labor Day, so Tuesday, September 7th, and get that to Mike. The committee would appreciate it.
Thank you. Council comments. Jim?
Nothing, Mayor.
Rob?
Nothing.
Emily?
Nothing, thank you.
Jamie?
Just want to thank the RPOA for coming in to give us an update on their event. I was there, and it was incredible, and I just see this event growing more in the future, and it was just a fantastic fundraiser, and just more awareness of what they actually do and how they give back to the community, too, besides a good time. So,
Michael?
No, nothing to add. Thank you.
Okay. I got one thing. Barb Templeton, who's been the longtime writer for The Voice, has resigned from The Voice. And I believe we're going to miss her. I hope that the Voice newspapers brings a writer to the Richmond area, and that this isn't a cut of any kind, so that we can let the people know what's going on. I thought she did a good job. I appreciated her getting involved in certain areas of the community and digging in on occasion. And I just really appreciated Barb Templeton. And she was always very helpful when it came to doing stories on certain things that have happened over the last 9 or 10 years she's been there. And I thought she was always very fair. So I wish her all the best in her years ahead. So we'll go to the calendar, today being the 16th. EDC Christmas meeting is happening on the 19th?
Yes.
At what time would that be?
7 p.m.
At 7 p.m. right here at City Hall. We have a TIFA meeting on the 25th at 7 o'clock right here at City Hall. And I believe it's going to be into September, which the next regular city council meeting will be on September 7th. And of course, that's Labor Day weekend. Community Center will be closed on Friday, and the library will be closed on Saturday, and everything will be closed on Labor Day and reopen on the 7th. There's also a Recreation Board meeting that is scheduled for the 7th also. And of course, the Good Old Days Festival after that. Kids won't be going back to school this year until the 13th of September. That's the Monday after the Good Old Days Festival. Is there anything else that we need to announce?
Just a reminder, when you got to the end of the month, I realized I've sent an email out, but I will be taking a few vacation days. I'll be off August 27th through the 31st.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, I have a couple of things underneath the calendar. They were hiding under there. Saturday, August 21st, it says here at 8 o'clock. I think it's probably more like 9. But our next movie in the park, it's called A Dog's Journey. And that is, I believe, a free movie in the park. And if all works well, it'll be right by the gazebo. So that's Saturday, August 21st at approximately 9 o'clock. That one is all done, and I believe this one is also done. Yeah, those are done. So that's the only thing, the only announcement I had today also. So, moving on, there is no closed session. Is there any other business of the city council to be held tonight? Motion to adjourn be in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thanks for being with us.